Hello, my fellow foam fleeing enthusiasts. It's Andrew, aka Dart Sweep, and welcome to another fun foam flinging filled episode of the Foam Zone. Appreciate everyone joining us tonight. Hope everyone's been having a fantastic week. If this is your very first time joining us here on the Foam Zone is a bi weekly live streaming, how should we say it? Talk show, I guess, where we have guests all throughout the hobby and community of foam flinging, whether it be club admins, modders, designers, HVZ clubs, or just anyone that has any affiliation or passion for the foam flinging hobby community. We have them as guests just so we can share our passion for foam flinging a little bit more. So if that's something you are interested in, please send us a message. We would love to get you on the show and talk some shop. So, a friendly reminder, the website for the worldfoamalliance.org website is currently under construction. I have updates myself. Our web designer is currently diligently working behind the scenes to get the website to our standards, shall I say. But if you guys have any indication or are a little itchy to kind of see what it's like, I will tell you, go check out the World Beyblade Organization, WBO.com website, because that's going to be kind of the similar situation where it's a hub. You can register yourself, create a group, host events, have resources to create a group, clubs, and be able to find your local players, local clubs, local HVZ clubs, anything that is in your area or maybe not in the area that's going to inspire you to create your own. But basically, just a centralized hub where everyone can connect, get together, know where events are, be able to promote, share their club. Also, some stats. If you attend clubs, you'll be able to register where you've been and kind of how you've done. So, again, just to get an idea, again, I don't know what it is. There's some crossover coming with Beyblades or whatever, but go check out that website if you get a chance just to see kind of what we're looking to do here. So super excited for that. So once that's up and running, you'll be able to go ahead and re-register. I'm not quite sure how we're doing it if you're already registered, but you'll be able to register yourself, and it should be functional and where we want it to be. So super excited about that news. But yes, please go check that out once it's ready. Also, if you have not done so already, please give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel, and let your friends, families, your club members, anyone that you know, let them know that the World Foam Alliance exists and we're trying to do this. It's not an original idea, but I don't know if it's ever been done to fruition 100%. So that's kind of the goal. We've said it before. It takes a village. So be a part of our village. Love to have you. And just like anything else, I'm super excited to have joined this hobby a few years ago, and just the evolution in that short amount of time I've been involved has been amazing, and I'm really excited to be a part of the journey of this ever growing hobby and passion that we have for foam flinging. So I think it's been a couple of weeks, but literally, I think right before last weekend, they announced something extremely exciting, which I'm sure everyone has heard about at this point. But there are some new blasters that have been announced and sneak peek, but mainly that new X Shot AEB that was floating around. I'm super excited for it. Or I guess it's an AEB. If you guys have any information regarding that or what your thoughts are of how that is going to be, they said it's going to be a pump piston. So I'm not quite sure how that works in regards to AEBs, but my guess is taking some of their technology from the X-Shot gel blasters that they have and somehow cramming that in and being able to make it fire darts somehow magically. So um, Let's get this live chat going. I'm not sure. Of course, I can't see anyone, so at some point I will go check that. But yeah, so if you have any comments or any information regarding new blasters, specifically the X-Shot AEB, I don't even know if we have a name for it yet. Let's give it a name. Someone in the live chat. Let's give it a name and see what can come up. We'll vote on it. I can't see the live chat right now. I will once I go off camera. But let's come up with some names. Let me know your thoughts on it. I'm super excited. You know, I'm an AEB person, just kind of waiting for the perfect AEB to come along. Closest one so far me is the inverted scales. My BKs have been holding up pretty well, and my WASP 77 has been holding up pretty well. So I feel like we're getting there. So, but yeah, super interested. $70 seems on price for what X-Shot usually has to deliver. Obviously, durability, we know what to expect, but if it works, it works. And I would love to have a 150, 160 FPS reliable AEB from a mass market producer on the field. That would be pretty sweet. So, also, I did get a chance to get my hands on and test the Stinger V2, which is a dual stage brushless flywheeler all the way from Europe from the designer Justin, who I think is German, who lives in Belgium. There's a Discord, of course. I'm not sure if it's open or not, but it's been in development for some time. But super excited to see these starting to make their way over here. I know the sanctions are causing some disruptions and availability issues, but the Stinger V2, super exciting. So if you guys know anything about that, go ahead and drop that down in the live chat. Would love to hear your thoughts. I mean, it's just the menu alone, the startup menu. There's a whole tutorial walkthrough that it takes you through when you start it up. It's like turning on a new, I don't know if Teslas do that, but booting up a new car or a computer. It literally walks you through the entire menu system. It's crazy. And then just the fact that it's got a gyroscope in it that senses when mags are in and out. And I don't know. Anyways, super excited for that. And also the Phantasm, I had a chance to get my hands on. The Phantasm is actually a cut down Spirit. And I think it was designed by one of the Uno players, club members down in the Uno Club, New York, Connecticut. Jersey area. Gift Kevin is the designer. So basically, a cut down Spirit battery goes into the grip. Again, I think they're running off a Kelly Plus motor, so may not be available immediately, but hopefully at some point. But yeah, a cut down Spirit. If you've ever seen a Spirit, you know it's a little chonky to begin with. So having a cut down Spirit in that form factor, for especially for comp situations, is pretty exciting. So if you're not familiar with the Spirit platform, go online, check that out. It's a Maryland favorite, a comp favorite, comparable to the Momentums and other blasters that you've seen out on the comp fields lately. So designed by one of our locals, Justice Wonderboy. So go check that out. I think the files are available. And it's a fantastic platform and blaster. A lot of exciting iterations people have been doing of that. So anyways, let's get to our events, which is kind of embarrassing because I think this is the old schedule and it's not the new one that we're going to be posting, which doesn't have our guests event that's coming up this weekend, unfortunately, but I'll take you to the screen and I'll fill it in for you guys. So these are the remaining events for at least as far as I've been notified, for the rest of the year. Most of these are HVZ events, I believe, but if you're interested in attending, here it is and the dates, and so I don't have to keep on mispronouncing the events and the host names. Here we go. We have the Polytech Institute Invitational up in New York, April 5th, which just happened, along with PTC's Invitational at Grove Cities. If you went to any of those or heard any information or have photos or videos, please let us know. Drop that down in the live chat. Would love to hear how that went. And then this weekend, we have Rochester's RIT's Invitational this weekend. I think they have a Discord, so go check that out. But also this weekend, our guest for this evening's big event for this season is the North Shore North War Nerf War happening up in Massachusetts. And we'll get into all of that later on in the show and give you all the information. They're doing a lot of really fun-looking things there and growing. So, but yes, Baines and North Shore's Nerf War will be happening this weekend as well. Binghamton's Invitational is April 19th. Boiler Dome, Purdue is tentative. I'm not sure if it's still tentative. If someone can confirm that, that would be great. April 25th and 27th. And then we have Maryland Mayhem, May 9th through 11th. Hopefully you were able to convince your mother or your wife to let you come or join you. But hopefully I'll be able to get the opportunity to see you guys there at the Maryland Mayhem event. And then our good friends at Survival Fest, their Discord is up and active. So a lot of information coming out for that. It's the last weekend of May 30th through June 1st. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be at Ohio University. Always a great production. If you guys love HVZ, definitely check out Survival Fest if you have a chance. They put on a great production, and I love the flavor that they provide for their events. So, and that should be coinciding with, I think, another BlasterCon, and I think they were talking about doing some comp of some sort. So, again, kind of these all-day long weekends with multiple events happening more frequently and regularly, kind of using this template is super exciting, and I'm really excited to see all these events popping up, giving the opportunity for us to meet up throughout the year, especially with having to deal with COVID and shutting things down there. It looks like we're up and running again, so super excited. Then we got End War at UNCC back down in Charlotte. A gorgeous campus. They run a great HVZ, great missions. FPT should be back, and FoamCon. So always a fun time. Again, if you're interested in participating, I know Drac probably has some participation forms or vendor forms or sponsor forms, or reach out to the UNCC Outdoor Gaming Club. They have a Discord as well. So definitely looking forward to that. I'm hoping to get out there this year, schedule permitting, of course. Then back at Binghamton, we got Midsummer, July 26th. I feel like we're forgetting something, but anyways, July 26th is Midsummer. I've heard nothing but good things about that too, so definitely checked out. Then we have Glass, South Milwaukee, August 9th. Does anyone know what stands for? I think I remember what it was, but if anyone remembers what that is, go ahead and drop that down in the live chat comment section for us, just for clarification. Would greatly appreciate that. And then we have Apocalypse, APOC and BPOC happening. Now, I have to confirm. I think that's right. I think they pushed it back a week. So the second weekend now of August, APOC and BPOC, of course, hosted by Uno and TNT Events up in the Jersey area at Cousins Paintball Field. It's all day, 300 FPS out on a paintball field. And then BPOC, the number one casual comp, period. So definitely check that out. It's a lot of fun. Uno crowd, they have a Discord, so for more information, follow them on socials. And then back at it again. Looks like an oldie but goodie. Armageddon is back in New York this time. It looks like, if that's the same Armageddon, are we moving that from the West Coast back to the East Coast? Interesting, excellent. June 28th to the 29th. And then Ragnaroktoberfest, back in New York. I don't know if these. I don't think these locations are correct. I think this is, like I said, this is the draft that needs to be updated. So I'm assuming APOC is New Jersey, Armageddon is back on the West Coast in California, and Ragnar October is back on the West Coast. So we'll get that updated. But at least we have the dates and the event names, hopefully. So sorry about that. But yes, so those are the events for the remaining of the year. If there are more events that you guys can think of, please go ahead and drop those down in the World Foam Alliance Discord so we can get those added, make a new schedule, updated schedule, and we'll get there on there, get those events on there. So super excited, lots of stuff, lots of fun blasters, lots of foam fling, very busy year. Just a heads up, next foam zone, so not next Wednesday, we'll be back with Get Off My Lawn, but the next foam zone, we are going to be doing our special event, our foam zone Maryland foam tournament, Maryland Mayhem 2025 bracket day team selection for the tournament. So I'll go over that in the end, just to give you guys a reminder. But we will be announcing the team matchups for the tournament, so you'll know who's playing who, and you can start rooting for your teams. We'll have some of the teams come on and introduce themselves, get everyone hyped. It's going to be a lot of fun. Not random selection this year, but still going to be a lot of fun. So next foam zone, the 23rd, we'll be doing bracket day for the Maryland foam tournaments. So super exciting. So tune in for that. All right. So without further ado, that was a lot. I feel like that was a long introduction today. We'll extend our time. So without further ado, first of all, I would like to thank our this evening's guest for coming on. Again, kind of short notice, my fault. I do this. It's a habit. You guys can yell at me in the Discord. But I literally messaged them yesterday in a panic saying, oh my gosh, could you please come on to the show? And I've been meaning to have them on because one of our admins here, and I think the club members, has spoken nothing but highly about our guests and has been trying to get them on the show for quite some time. I knew a while ago that this event was coming up, so I wanted to have them on just to discuss it and be able to promote it. But I think this is actually the perfect timing. The event is this weekend. I have not had the pleasure of meeting our guest in person, but I will hopefully soon. They are one of the co-founders of the North Shore Nerf War club up in Massachusetts, as well as one of the directors for BANE, which is the Blaster Alliance of New England, which has been slowly but surely steady, or maybe not slowly, I think actually fast, quickly growing is what I hear. So super excited to have them on. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our guest for the evening, Tom Malone. There he is. Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I talked to one of our guys, and I think when we were talking about people who wanted to have on, this was back at the beginning. I think this was in December or right before the beginning of the new year. Your name was the first one. I think they mentioned popping up, saying that you guys were doing some great stuff and that we should have you on. And then it turned out that you were having this event, which we'll talk about this weekend. And I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to get you on and talk about what you guys got going on in the Massachusetts area or in the New England area. Another reason is because I found out when we had talked online through messaging previously, before I was inviting you onto the show, that you're actually from my old stomping grounds from where I went to high school. A little small place in Massachusetts, small population, at least when I was there. I was in Ashburnham, Massachusetts, with a population of under 1,000. And I think our school, I went to a prep school, was a majority of that population. But you were actually in the next town over. And that just blew my mind. So I was like, oh, yeah, serendipitous. Let's have him on. This is meant to be. So welcome, my fellow New Englander, Tom. So why don't you go ahead and kind of introduce yourself and let people know maybe, where you're from and what you do.
No problem. Sounds good to me. So, obviously, my name is Tom Malone. I've lived in Massachusetts my entire life. I am the co-founder, along with three other friends, for the North Shore Nerf Club up here in Massachusetts, which is recent, the last couple of years. And I am now also a director for BANE, the Blaster Alliance of New England, a conglomerate nonprofit formed from originally three, now four New England clubs. And we're doing what we can to bring the hobby all over New England. So I think we've been doing a really good job so far. And through this, I've been able to make connections with great people and been having a blast doing it. And yes, pun intended there.
That's awesome. So my first question that I ask to all my guests is, how did this happen? How did you go down the rabbit hole, if we can call it that? How did you get into foam flinging?
So around the late 2000s, I kind of got dragged into the hobby by some of my friends, some of who are the other co-founders of North Shore Nerf War. And we would host games in a park in Melrose, Massachusetts. We would host games at Salem State University, well, just Salem State at the time. And we made the trip down to APOC when it was at its old location down in those years as well. We would obviously be modifying the stock blasters at the time, long shots, cutting them down into carbines. And my friend Sky, who is also another BANE director, used to make these breech loading single shot rifles from Titan rocket blasters. And we would use those. And just great memories all around from that time. We did take a little bit of a break. We kind of had a falling out with some people in the hobby, so we stopped for a little while. But then as we got older, we just had the itch again because nothing we were doing had the same feeling to it. So we looked around at each other and were like, well, we're the ages of the people who were running games back then that we weren't quite, vibing with at the time. And we're like, we can do a better job. So we started and we did the first North Shore Nerf War. And doing the research, getting back into the hobby was so crazy because, of course, back when we were playing, it was modded long shots. It was air pump, Busby blast bazookas, Titan rifles, and modified crossbows. And then we picked up a Nexus off the shelf and we're like, oh my God, this is so much better now.
Things have evolved a little bit.
Quite a bit. It went from Civil War tactics to something slightly more modern day. We were blown away, and we were very happy to actually get back into the hobby, all of us.
So what is it exactly, do you think, that drew you in initially and that attracted you, would you say?
Initially, back then, at first it was just my friends were doing it, so I'm getting dragged along. And then I ended up meeting people from all over the country, specifically at APOC, and it was just a great experience overall, getting to talk to people from all over, even the big group from Canada that would come down back then. And it was always just a great experience getting to meet everybody. Everybody was chill and cool. Nobody had that alpha bro mentality. Everybody was just, it was just a chill, fun time. Like, yeah, we were duking it out with blasters, but nobody really cared. Nobody was like trying to like one up everybody. We're just having a good time.
Yeah, I think I say it all the time. There's only so much flexing you can do at the end of the day when you're running around with kids' toys, essentially. So that's funny. Yeah, I think one of the main appeals is really kind of the community and the friends and the people that you meet when you show up. I know that sometimes you're a little hesitant to go out and try new things, and sometimes by yourself, but you have a group of friends and that helps a little bit. But putting yourself out there into that situation, you're not quite sure if you're gonna have fun or not. But yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, it's a bunch of adults running around with kids' toys, so how can it not be that fun? Um, so um, what were some of the first blasters? You mentioned it before, but what were some of the first blasters? What was the first blaster you remember acquiring yourself? And also, did you ever play with blasters as a kid to begin with? Did your parents even allow that? I know we've heard that a few times.
No, my parents did actually allow that. I can actually tell you about a funny incident where I probably was 5 years old, and my mother had taken me and a couple of friends to a local Walmart, and we had loaded up the cart with blasters and cap guns and things like that. We were all going to have some fun that night. And as we get in line, the woman in front of us was complaining about how there were so many gun toys and how irresponsible that was. And then she turns around and looks at our cart with the most disgusted face. And just like, we're going to have fun, lady. I can tell you the first blaster that I owned that I can remember what it actually was the original Secret Shot. That's still one of my favorites to this day. I actually have one still. No, I have two. Just for nostalgia purposes. Once we got more into the hobby, when I got a bit older, like I said, we had those Titan rifles. My friend Sky called them the Chimera, where it was like a breech load single shot pump up. I miss that thing. I wish I still had it. That thing was just so much fun.
The classics. I'm sure you could recreate it at this point relatively easily and relive that. But yes, definitely think that the good stuff was arguably some of the NIT stuff for sure. So, but it's like you said, after that, you wake up, you walk down the aisle, and there is the new Nexus Pro that is shooting 160 right out of the box, and you no longer have to modify your long shot to be able to compete. So,
well, the funny thing with the Chimeras is Sky still had his, and he took his apart a little bit and put it in the shell of a it's one of the Elite blasters. It's one of the decent ones that has the air shotgun on the bottom.
There's a decent Elite blaster. All right, if you guys know the name of that, go ahead and put that down in the live chat comment section. Quick shout out to our viewers. Who do we have? We got Derek Jeffrey. What's up? Bricko. Blaster Barbie was in here at some point. Andy Griff. What's up? Al the Geek is in here. Bill is in here. Sierra Nerf. Good to see ya. Looks like Captain Shotgun was in here but couldn't stay. Great thumbnails, by the way, Captain Shotgun. Love seeing your YouTube thumbnails that you're working on. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Respawn Blasters looks like they're here. Louis is here. So hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead and drop us down a comment in the live chat section. Let us know what you're up to. Question for everyone: do you guys remember what your first blasters were? Go ahead and drop that down on the live chat. We'll get that conversation going. If you guys have any questions for Tom here, go ahead and let us know in the live chat. We'll get that up on the super chat for us. I don't think we're charging, so it's free. So go ahead and let us know if you have any questions, and we would love to hear from you. So going back to kind of where it started, where were you going again? Where were you going with your friends? Where were they dragging you to? And how was that different kind of how was that experience back then compared to kind of when you started showing up again, when you rediscovered the hobby?
Well, back in the day, it was, like I said, it felt like a little more Civil War tactics, specifically at APOC. Again, because the most popular thing were single shot pump up blasters. It's what most people were using at the time, unless you had like $200 laying around, and you could get an old crossbow, and then you can mod that to be almost as good. Which those were fun times back then. I have so many good war stories from old APOC. But then we would also, between me and my friends, Sky, Isaac, Kyle, Nick, all of them, we would run our own events in Massachusetts every once in a while. We would go to the park in Melrose and try and host there. A little difficult sometimes just because Melrose is Melrose and people walking through, so it was hard to do it there. We eventually, when we were college age, we would go to Salem State, rent out one of their gyms, use it for an event. We would build bunkers out of whatever we had back then, cardboard boxes, whatever was lying around the gym. And mostly people were using stock blasters. But hey, it was always a fun time. I always remember going out there with the old, the Nerf Warlock axe and mixing it up that way. People were using Vulcans like they were artillery, trying to arc shots beyond bunkers, running up. It was just a good time. Always was.
Right. And then kind of how is that different from kind of where we are or when you were reintroduced and started attending events again?
So when we started doing the research, when we were going to do North Shore Nerf 1, and again, just the first thing that we noticed was like the Nexus was like the new gold standard. It had been out for a little bit by that point. And I was actually the one doing the primary research on like what was in the hobby at the moment. So I came back, I'm like, hey, so this is kind of what the long shot was back when we were doing it, and this is kind of the standard, and it's so much better than anything we've ever seen. So we were trying to plan out game modes. We didn't even do too much research into like game modes. We were just trying to plan out what we would do with blasters that powerful. And so we tried, what did we try? We obviously basic like 315 death match. We did King of the Hill. Our first attempt at King of the Hill did not go well. Our chess clock decided not to be.
You fell victim to the old chess clock try. Yep. We've all been there.
But overall, it went really, really well. Everybody that we were able to get, we didn't advertise it at all. It was literally just us, friends, and friends of friends. We were still able to do an almost 30-person game.
Oh, wow.
And it was our real test field. One of the big things is we had Camp Denison, which is where every North Shore Nerf 4 has been held, is a private campsite that's often used for LARPs. So people are used to people running around looking crazy. So it helps that nobody's really giving us a second look doing anything there. And just it was a great time. We did good. We learned from the few challenges that we had. We made it better for North Shore Nerf 4 2. And every single one has been a nice step forward for us, where North Shore Nerf 4 1, we planned it, ran it ourselves with just our friends and friends of friends, 30-person game. Very solid. North Shore Nerf 4 2 is actually when I was introduced. Beforehand, I had actually met the other two clubs that would eventually form BAME, which were the Massachusetts Area Blaster Club and the Nashua Bone Guard. I had met them, so I had invited them to come down to North Shore Nerf 4 2. They did, and we upped it to a 45-person game. We were able to get, game modes a lot more squared away and run a bit more smoothly. And again, a couple challenges here and there, but overall, it was definitely a nice improvement. 3, we got a little screwed by the weather. It rained a little bit, but it was another great step forward because at this point I was trying to reach out and trying to bring more people into the hobby, into the group with us. And this is when we were discussing Bane at this point. And I had actually saw a defunct Facebook group for a Southern Maine nerfing group. And I was like, I wonder. So I reached out to the admins and said, hey, you guys still have any interest in this? You want to come down to our event? We'd love to have you. And they did. And not only that, the Southern Maine group actually switched up, and now they are the Blaster Alliance of Maine, and they are the fourth club to join Bane, with
Very
their
cool.
admin Max being the newest Bane director.
Very cool. And we'll kind of go into kind of Bane and again for some of that, Maryland Foam Alliance is three groups that kind of work together here in the Maryland area. And not to say that we have set the example or anything like that, because we really stole it from the Uno guys, honestly. So, but kind of just I'm always kind of curious and wanted and love to have discussion with other groups that are kind of doing similar things, because I really think it's beneficial to be able to kind of come together and kind of unify and work together and create a fun experience for everyone and provide different opportunities if you're wherever you're located relative in the local areas. So we'll go into that later on in the show and kind of how that all formed and how you guys work together. But that's super exciting. So I guess let's see. We had someone. Derek Jeffrey said, "Hi, Tom. He and the Bane admins are the best at making everyone feel welcome if you all come up for games." So sounds like you guys are doing some good work there and are getting some compliments. And again, that's kind of what it's all about: being able to provide opportunities for people to enjoy and have fun, just as much as we do when when we're not running and organizing games and getting a chance to actually get in there to play. I'm not sure if you're in the same situation I am, but that's the story of my life. It's one day I will play. I promise. So
No,
Sam
I
Brown
get
has
that.
joined. Hello, Sam. So yeah, I guess let's talk about North Shore, the club. Let's talk about well, first of all, being from Massachusetts, let's talk about Massachusetts in general. How is foam flinging up in the northeast New England corridor area? Because obviously, we get hit, or you guys, I keep thinking I live there, get hit with pretty severe, long winter weathers starting in almost in the fall sometimes, and then being able to navigate. Being able to play throughout the year and things like that. But I'm just curious because I know that North Shore just kind of popped up recently, as far as I know, and has just been gaining steam, especially with Bane. But why don't you go ahead and let everyone kind of know the history and the story behind the creation of North Shore.
Yeah, no problem. So just a real quick shout out to Derek. He is actually one of our most consistent Bane members, and he's also one of the members on the Bone Guard team. So
Cool.
Thanks, Derek. Appreciate the shout out there. But yeah, so like I was saying, so North Shore has the North Shore Nerf War has definitely been my main focus, along with my direct friends and co-founders, which started with me, Sky, Isaac, Nick. We've added Evan, and we have a good group of junior staffers who make everything come together. And the idea really came from our experiences at old APOC, where we wanted to recapture that feeling. I think we certainly did too with we had a large 4-team death match, splitting up almost 60 to 70 people into 4 teams and going at it. It was just great fun overall. The original idea is we felt like we could run a solid game. We all had good experience in different areas between originally the 4 of us. In particular, Sky had been running LARPs for about a decade at that point, or maybe more. But nothing, again, didn't scratch the same itch as flinging foam like this. So we decided to give it a shot, inviting friends and friends of friends. We were able to put together an almost 30-person game, have a lot of fun doing it, and we decided to continue on with it and just see how far we could go. So by the time North Shore Nerf War 2 rolled around, we tried to run one in the spring and the fall. So by the time the next one came around, I had actually met the Bone Guard. I had met MABC, and we were able to get them down for the second game. And despite a couple of challenges, we didn't have the full campsite that day. We were still able to effectively run a game with 45 people, and it turned out to be a great time. And really the beginning of Bane itself, with all of us cooperating and trying to help one another. And then, like I mentioned, for the third one is when we were able to get Maine involved as well. The fourth one, though, I think the last fall's game, was the biggest step forward, is where we took it from a one-day event to a two-day event and decided for Sunday to have a 5v5 tournament. And that went over really, really well. We tried a King of the Hill style tournament. Originally, we were originally going to have 5 teams, but my team had to drop out to actually run some side games. So it ended up being 4 teams with the the Magic Space Whales compilation comp team. We had our own local Bone Guard, Lemon Venom, and the Wildcats, and they all were able to play, and ended up being a great time for everyone. So we wanted to continue with that and continue to expand. So North Shore Nerf War 5, which is the one coming up this weekend, which I am wholly excited for, but I still gotta pack stuff. Sorry, we've taken it to a 3-day event technically, where the Friday we have, because it is a campsite, there are cabins that were available, so people who got their cabins can check in. We want it to be a bit of a community building day with the staff, along with having some vendors on site and a blaster swap, so people could interact, maybe buy something. Excuse me. So I'm really excited for that. Saturday will be our typical large scale events that we did first, and then Sunday again will be the next 5v5 tournament. This time we've gone with a flag dash tournament. Figure that's a little more up to speed on this coast. And I am so excited for this one. We have Magic Smoke coming, and I know they're probably going to win, but I'm excited to actually play against them. Uno's wildcard team will be coming. And for the first time, we've gone international because Ontario's Northern Lights team is actually coming down, which great. I had such a great time with some of the Canadians at Old APOC. I want to see the new group of Canadians. I can't wait to actually hang out with them.
Yeah, their A team is always a fun group. I am a little salty I'm not able to join my fellow Magic Smoke teammates. I have to run an event down here, but such is life. These things happen sometimes. But I do hope that someone beats Magic Smoke in that case, since I won't be there. So it's fine if you guys do. So, but good luck to all the teams.
I'll try and give them a run for their money. We'll see.
No. I mean, again, I said it before, especially when competing with Magic Smoke, especially. But winning is great, but just being able to go out and compete with friends and have a good time, that's good enough for me. And if you win on top of that, that's good too. But super salty, I can't compete again, but one of these days I'll be on the comp field joining the comp players again. But yeah, sounds like a really fun time, and we'll go over the details and kind of everything again. But it sounds like the creation was really kind of birthed out of the desire to have something similar to what APOC was doing back in the day, and is continuing to do with their annual blaster battle that they have at Cousins Paintball Field up in Manchester, New Jersey. 300 FPS all day long, and then they just recently, collaborating with TNT Events, started hosting BPOC, which is again a casual competition that quickly turned into anything but casual. If you have attended, it's probably more serious than the Maryland Foam Tournament and King of the Hill combined. For whatever reason, there's no prizes. Just people end up going super hard for BPOC. But again, comp, brings it out of you. So, but yeah. So for North Shore, what are the age groups? What are the game types? FPS caps, limits? Give us the details on exactly how North Shore runs its games and game types.
No problem. So for ages, we allow 13 and up to play. Because of the caps, we don't want anyone younger to accidentally get hurt. And we want to make sure that everyone is able to listen along, follow the rules, and be present, make sure they're actually listening to our safety briefings. For the caps, for North Shore specifically, we change the caps around depending on which club is running the event, talking Bane specifically. But for North Shore Nerf War, the caps are 170 for AEBs, flywheelers, and 250 for springers. So you can get a little sniper heavy. But we also have rules that allow for shield use. You can even use smaller assault shields with something like a stock Nexus or Dictator or something like that. So you can have a pretty powerful blaster and still have a shield as well, which is, I think, really fun and adds some dynamics to the gameplay. Some people who use the larger shields, you see them forming shield walls. The picture's probably scrolled through at some point, but there's a good one of two people making a shield wall, somebody behind them with a modded Percy's just laying down cover fire. Since we're outdoors, we like to have the cap a little higher at the 250 for springers, just so snipers get their due. Though we do have a rule: if your springer blaster is over the 170 cap, try not to shoot anybody at like 20 feet closer. If somebody gets that close to you and you're supposed to be a sniper, like, you messed up.
Right.
For game types, we've done normal death clicks where the teams are actually counting their tags at the end, and obviously the one who had the least is the winner. We've had great success with King of the Hill. People really love to play that. A lot of times I'm the hill holding the clock, and we'll get shot. Sometimes in the crossfire, sometimes for my wife off on the side just because she wants to.
I'm always the payload. Yep, I know how it goes.
Yep. We've done an escort, a VIP escort round where the goal is each team has a VIP. They can only move while two of their teammates are with them, and whatever side gets their VIP further will win. That ended up being interesting. First North Shore Nerf War, we did a round that we called Nerf Soccer, where we had two goals at either end, and the whole entire purpose was just to dump ammo in the enemy's goal, and each type of ammo was worth a different point. So obviously, if you could get Mega or Mega XL in there, it was worth extra. The holy crown was if you were able to run up and gently place a melee weapon in the goal, that was big points. My best friend Brendan actually did that, and it was like his crowning moment in the game. Pulled out, it was actually my sword, and just charged down the line straight because we had wiped out the team. So he was able to stab it into the goal, and it was just amazing.
We call that defend the core, and if you can score by walking in and scoring that way, you deserve the points for sure. Absolutely. So
he definitely did. He did good.
So obviously, I think we mentioned this before. What are some of the challenges of running North Shore, would you say? And again, kind of like I mentioned, I'm not sure if you guys host in the winter, but for some of the regular games, what are some of the challenges of hosting events at Bane or North Shore, would you say, being in New England, because it's you are dealing with things with weather, or maybe in your case, I say this, when it snows here, everything shuts down, and I just laugh because I'm like, dude, I used to live up in this way. Everyone would be laughing at you guys if you were there. So I'm kind of curious how you guys handle your events and things like that logistically.
I mean, we're pretty tough. I've driven to work in blizzard whiteout conditions just because my boss didn't want to give me the day off. So
that's right.
You get it done.
No snow days.
No snow days. We don't know what those are. The weather is definitely a bit of a challenge, though, when running an event, because we want everybody to be comfortable. So we've, at least for monthly events, we've taken to in the quote unquote off season. We'll run in indoor venues. We had a basketball gym up in Nashua that once we hit like 30 people coming to the monthly games was kind of not really viable anymore. One game there, we had 45 people, and oh my God, all the cover in the world wouldn't have saved you. Don't get me wrong, it was a fun time. It's just not optimal for it. We found a gym in Boston that was excuse me. We found a gym in Boston that was all right as well, but even smaller than the Nashua one. So we instead of having everyone on the field at the time, we broke them up into basically comp teams and would have half the players out at once. The other half would be back reloading their mags, getting ready for the next round. Rotate, dart sweep, and go again. Maybe change the game type. Anything from again, death clicks, flag dash, whatever we wanted to run, pistol rounds. The last Bane event that we ran was actually in my old hometown, which was Wakefield. And the Civic Center there actually has a extra large gym. And it's probably the best indoor space we found so far. And very accommodating, very nice. And that's probably going to be our spot going forward.
Very cool. And what kind of covers are you using for your indoor events? You said it was sparse, but how much and what kind of cover are you guys using?
So it's not sparse anymore. We have a bunch of the pop-up changing tents. We have, sure. I don't even know how many anymore, probably somewhere in the 20s. But we've also built quite a bit of chest high cover from PVC piping and tarps. And we have quite a bit of that as well. So we can cover pretty good at this point.
Very cool.
Slowly accumulated over Bane's life.
Well, that's good to know. It's good to know that you guys are still able to run and operate and get things going throughout the off season, the winter season up there. Because I think sometimes groups lose traction or momentum during the off season, and then have to kind of rebuild and at the beginning of the season when they're popped up. So I was always kind of curious. The only other group I know that was running there previously before you guys was the one that Foamdemic that Jade was running a little bit. I forget where that was, Framingham or something.
In Franklin.
That's right. In Franklin, yeah, I knew it was somewhere there. So, are they still operating? Do you guys know, or what's the deal with that? I'm just kind of curious.
Yes, but just not in Franklin anymore. The group kind of migrated down into Rhode Island, and now there is the Rhode Island Nerf Club, who do they meet at a location called Extreme Airsoft, which is like South Kingston, like the southern tip of Rhode Island. They do a 21 plus Nerf night once a month.
Okay.
That is a great event as well to go to because it's an indoor event and it's inside a big warehouse with wooden buildings, sniper perches, stairs, derelict cars. It's a great fun time. So quick little shout out to anybody from Rhode Island who might be watching, specifically Will, Mia, Teddy, and Charlie, all great guys to play with, by the way.
Very cool. Yeah, definitely. Maybe we get them on the show sometime. I'm curious for our viewers, if you play in the winter, snow, rain, whatever, let us know. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with weather in the quote unquote off season? Are you guys still able to host events and get engagement, or how do you guys approach that? So let us know down in the live chat section. Warm boots, yeah, of course, and a hat in your case, Al. Quick shout out to everyone that has joined us. We got Al, of course, Derek Jeffrey, Gabriel Gray, Respawn Blasters, Andy Griff. We had Bill CR Nerf on earlier. Blaster Barbie was in the house. Yeah, so some good company. Wizard Builds was here earlier, so I hope everyone is enjoying the stream. And of course, if you guys have any questions for our guest this evening, Tom Malone, please don't hesitate. Go ahead and drop those down in the live chat comment section, and we'll make sure we get that to Tom and answer your questions. So now, we kind of mentioned it before, but uh, how did this co-op or idea of Bane come together to fruition? And how did you guys assemble your alliance? Obviously, being in the same area, relatively speaking, probably has something to it. But, I think one of the challenges groups in the same area find sometimes is that they think that they have to compete with each other, and these are my players, or this is how I run my event, and this is how it should be. So those are kind of the things I have heard from people trying to work together. But I am curious how others do it, because I know the Maryland Foam Alliance, since we started it, it's probably been one of the best things that could have happened for our area as far as foam flinging, being able to share our resources and system and be under one roof essentially as an LLC with 3 subsidiaries underneath it. So how did Bane come together? You mentioned the groups that are involved, and what's your overall approach and philosophy to foam flinging?
So really how it happened was after the first North Shore Nerf War, and when me and my friends were in discussions on like what to do and how to go forward, I randomly saw on Facebook a Nerf event in Nashua. And it was actually the first event that Bone Guard was hosting. And I just happened to message them like, hey, can anybody come to this? I just am interested. And like, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. So I attended the event, had a lot of fun, and actually met who would become some of the other Bane directors, in particular, the head of the Bone Guard, Epic, who is the president of Bane. I also met Dave, who was one of the admins for the MABC, because they had attended as well, and he's also a Bane director. And that's where we got to talking. I got on their Discords, we got to messaging, and I was able to invite them to the next North Shore. And it just grew from there, where we all wanted to come together, form, Bane, to support one another. And we thought it was a good idea because each one of us had basically a different niche. North Shore was more concerned about 2 events, make them as big as possible. Mm-hmm. MABC was about running a monthly game. And the Bone Guard was more focused on comp. So we all had a different focus, but we all wanted to help each other and also not step on each other's toes to a degree as well. Mm-hmm. So it just eventually formed into Bane, which was really great for us because we've had, I believe, really good momentum going forward. In particular, bringing it to the rest of New England, along with reaching out to the other organizations. And through that, I've been able to make the connections with Uno, in particular, Blaster Guy Rob and Faddle. I was able to go out to Albany for the Albany area Nerf group's first game and meet Steve and Raymond over there. Had great dinner at a Turkish restaurant that day too. Absolutely delicious.
That's the best part of going to a blaster battle is the post-battle meals, for sure.
Exactly. Yes. But then, of course, and then for North Shore North 4-3, bringing in what is now the Blaster Alliance of Maine and having them form back into a club and meeting them. And actually, they're holding their first event of the year the weekend after, on the 19th, the weekend after North Shore. So I'll be there as well. Get 2 weekends of Nerf in a row.
We had a question. I think it was answered in the comment section, but Wizard Build wanted to know what was the modified Rhino they saw, and then Gabriel Gray said it was modded by Woban. Set down cover fire with the Rhino like no other. I saw that in the video. That looks like a lot of fun, and I was curious myself. I want one. It looks like a
Oh,
lot of fun.
you got to see some of the stuff that Wanbin comes up with. Again, one of our most consistent Bane members was actually an admin for MABC as well. He stepped back a little bit, but he's got that modified Rhino Fire. He's got the I forget what it's called, but the little dart zone, like the one that looks like a little mini Gatling cannon. And
Yeah.
that thing is modified to all heck, and he's got it in a box with just boxes of belts.
You're talking about the green one?
Yes.
Is it the green one? Yeah. I forget the name of it. Demolisher or something like that, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. That, and out of any Bane member, one can lay down the most fire with the blaster that he has. He's got a modified the Busby one that looks like a Tommy. The Alpha Auto 72, I think it was.
72, yep.
Yeah. I even have one of those. I can't remember the
I have
name.
2 of them. Yep. And I keep calling it the what did I get? The Tomahawk for some reason. I'm getting it mixed up with Dart Zone blasters. So the V Twin, Vandernerf, yeah. And the Moabs. Yep.
What Vandernerf? That's Wanbin. Hi Wanbin, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, that's their video, I believe. So definitely.
Yeah, I linked his video because it was the best long form footage of the last North Shore.
The event, absolutely. Yeah. So now that Bane is assembled, are you guys working under one umbrella? Do you guys provide the same ticketing or same prices, or you guys don't charge for admission, or are you guys under the same system, or what are the logistics with working with the other groups that make you Bane essentially?
It's definitely been a more the longer we've gone on, the more we've blended, and we do charge for our events. We try to keep it reasonable. We also have a membership program, so if you get the Bane membership, you get into any Bane event besides the tournament free of charge. And if you go to basically half of the Bane events that we have, the membership is the way to do it. But if you're not going to, you might as well just pay either the $15 for normal monthly events or the $20 for the North Shore Nerf War.
Sure. So let's just go kind of down the list of who's in Bane and kind of where they're located, and what their specialty or what they're offering, and just let people know the different options that are available up in your area.
Yeah, no problem. So, might as well start with the North Shore Nerf Club. So the North Shore Nerf Club, obviously, we mainly handle the 2 big North Shore Nerf Wars in the spring and the fall. We do have our fall date already, by the way, in October.
Should we add it to the list? Yeah,
add it to the list.
What's the date? You're hearing it first in here, or maybe.
All right. So like the one coming up this weekend, it is a 3-day event, with the Friday being cabin check-in, vendor tables, community building. Saturday will be large events, with Saturday night being board game, card game night. And then Sunday will be another 5v5 flag dash tournament. And the dates are October 24, 25, and 26.
All right. You heard it here. Excellent. All right. Continue with the Bane groups.
Right. So, like I said, that's us with North Shore. I'm one of the founders. Another Bane director, Sky, is also a North Shore founder. He's officially the treasurer of Bane. And then we have our other admins. They're the North Shore founders, who aren't Bane directors, but they still are general staffers. And that would be my friends Isaac, Nick, and Evan. And then we have a whole list of junior staffers as well. Next would be the Nashua Bone Guard. They are right now our comp team, who will be at Maryland Mayhem. And
Let's go Bone Guard.
Yep, go Bone Guard. The 2 Bone Guard directors that we have are Epic, who is the president of Bane, and then Paige, who just has a whole lot of connections that have been very useful for us. Lastly is the Massachusetts Area Blaster Club, or MABC. They are the ones who mostly handle the monthly games every month. So we just had one a couple weeks ago, and we're trying to figure out our date for May. Their directors are Dave, who is actually our head referee for the tournament, and then Ian, who is specifically the secretary of Bain. And Ian is actually going to be joining me on the North Shore Minutemen for the tournament this Sunday.
Very cool. And then, how many teams are competing or are competing in the tournament?
We have 7 teams competing. The
Cool.
7 teams in question are, of course, Magic Smoke. We have the Uno Wild Card. We have Lemon Venom coming back from the last tournament. The Bone Guard will be playing as well. My team, which is the North Shore Minutemen, which is just all the North Shore hosts. And we've added Ian as well. And who am I forgetting? New team, Hell Divers, which is broken off from one of the Bone Guard members. He's coming with his friends. Apparently, they're all going to dress up as Hell Divers. So that's
Nice.
going to be interesting. Who am I forgetting? Oh, dang. I'm so sorry. The Northern Lights team from Ontario. Almost forgot about them.
That's right.
My apologies, Canada.
Canadians. Can't
Yes.
forget the Canadians. And you guys are going to be running Flag Dash.
Yes, we'll be running a Flag Dash tournament.
Great. And as one of the creators, or I guess contributors to Flag Dash, why did you guys decide to do that instead of some of the other comp games that are out there?
A lot of it came from actually talking with just players in the hobby, specifically a lot of the Uno players. So we decided, like I said, last time we did King of the Hill. This time we're doing Flag Dash. We want to see how that does, and it seems to have been more well received than the King of the Hill tournament. So I'm very excited for it.
I'm just always curious. I know we only have a few different game types. Hopefully, some more will come about as we continue to grow the comp scene as we are now. But I'm always kind of curious why people choose certain game types over the others. If you guys, anyone in the chat is watching, has a specific comp game type, whether it be Flag Dash, King of the Hill, Hot Pot, Iron Rush, anything like that that's kind of been on the comp scene for a while, what your favorite comp type game is, go ahead and let us know down in the chat and let us know why. Like to see what everyone has to say. So you have regular games Friday and Saturday, and then the comp on Sunday. And then you have vendors coming too. What vendors and people do you have? Can people be expecting?
All right. So just to point out, no games on Friday. It's all about
so sorry about that.
No,
check-in is Friday.
Yeah, check-in. So for the vendors, I have to double check, but I know Blaster Guy Rob and Faddle are coming up with
a bunch of stuff.
So they'll have their table ready. I don't know if you've seen like Hex Designs. He's actually a member of Bane as well. It's actually Epic's son. He will be there showing off some of the blasters that he's designed. I believe we also have a gaming and dice group that is going to be there as well.
Cool. Very cool.
That's it for now. I know a little small, but it's also the first time we're trying this out, so we hope it'll eventually grow and more people will want to actually snag a table for our vendor event.
Absolutely. And definitely I gotta shout out Blaster Guy and Faddle for their little venture of what they're doing. I think they're trying to provide another blaster barn kind of outlet opportunity for people to get blasters. So super excited. I just saw them over this past weekend. So yeah, definitely good people, and definitely check out what they got, especially if you're going to the event this weekend. So. So you have that going on this weekend. We are getting to that time, so I'm kind of curious, how do you see where you were a year ago with North Shore 1, where you are now, and then coming into this fall hosting North Shore, what's that going to be, 7, 6, 5? Yeah, this is 4. Going into 5 in the fall, what have you seen from where you have started and where you are now?
Oh, it's a big difference. Just again, North Shore North 41 was just a bunch of friends running around a campsite, seeing what they could do.
Why don't we roll that footage
And now we have
or
a
photo?
full nonprofit organization made up of 4 separate clubs with ample leadership, many members, and many attendees from outside of the New England area. We were able to get quite a few Uno players. We've had, obviously, again, MFDA players were able to come up. We had a few fly in from California, which blew my mind. This time we've got a team coming from Canada. It's, like I said, every single one's been a major step forward. So I'm so proud of what we've been able to accomplish. And I just can't wait to see where we go from here. And I know we've got some things like in the pipeline, some stuff we can't talk about yet. Other things like maybe North Shore North 46, we might try some longer form games where maybe making it slightly a little bit more, I hate to use the word, but more LARPy with actual objectives to maybe accomplish. We're working out some ideas.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm excited. I'm super excited. I am extremely happy and proud of what you guys have, or at least what I've heard you guys have been able to accomplish. I'm looking forward to actually getting a chance to visit some old stomping grounds and hopefully be able to pay you guys a visit and maybe even compete one of these days if Jesse will let me. Yeah, so it sounds like you guys have been doing great work. I want to thank you again for coming on, especially on such short notice. Where can people find yourself and information for not only North Shore, but Bane? I know you have a Discord. I know you're online, but let people know where they can find you and the groups in Bane and North Shore.
Yeah, so there's actually quite a few ways. We have our own website, which is actually I have to double check because I can't remember the exact URL.
Ours is MarylandFoamAlliance.com and the WorldFoamAlliance.org, if anyone cares. But
right.
anyways, go ahead.
So for ours, we have blasteralliance.wordpress.com, and that is all of our information and our upcoming events. Each individual Bane club has their own Facebook group as well, which you can find just by either typing their name or Bane. They should come up. And of course, we have our own Bane Discord as well. And we are happy to have anybody in there. It's always a great time. We have a lot of good conversations in there.
Awesome. Well, Tom, again, really appreciate you coming on. I want to thank all our viewers for joining us this evening. Definitely, if you're available, if you're in the New England area this weekend and want to fling some foam, go visit Tom, go visit Bane, go visit North Shore North Club, and get your foam flinging fix in. Sounds like they're doing awesome stuff up there. So definitely check them out. Check the Discord, check Facebook, check everything. Again, thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back next week with Get Off My Lawn with, of course, Al the Geek and Captain Xavier. Not sure who they're going to have on, but we will be back with the Foam Zone the following Wednesday with MFT, Maryland Foam Alliance Bracket Day. So that's super exciting, special show for there. So tell your friends, family, tell all the players. Comp players might not even know, so let everyone know that we're Bracket Day is the next Foam Zone on the 23rd, I believe, is the date. So Wednesday, 23rd, Foam Zone, Maryland Foam Alliance, Maryland Foam Tournament, Maryland Mayhem 2025 Bracket Days. So again, really appreciate everyone joining us this evening. Have a good one. We'll be back in a couple weeks, and don't forget to Dart Sweet. Have a good one, guys.